An Instagram post gets an unexpected boost. A TikTok catches in the algorithm. Sometimes that's all it takes to launch someone into internet fame. But then what? This Blew Up is a new podcast documentary that reveals how social media stardom is made. It's a different kind of fame that's not always as glamorous as it looks. From Spotify and the Ringer Podcast Network, I'm Alyssa Bereznek. You can listen to This Blew Up on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. All right, it's official. I think I've discovered the ultimate coupling of all time. Like any good relationship, they really balance each other out. One is super sweet, and the other, well, they can be a little nutty sometimes. It is, of course, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combination of peanut butter and chocolate. So perfect, some would call it true love. Find Reese's now at a store near you. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com. Welcome to Bachelor Party. I'm Juliet and Litman. I am here with Callie Curry. Callie, hello.
Hi, how are you, Juliet?
Bad. I'm having a rough morning. I had to re-intro you on our podcast. I feel like this is what it must be like to wake up at Sayulita when you're hungover and you're just like trying to get your bearings and you're like, fuck, now I'm on camera.
So now you understand why they were mentally broken.
Now I know what it's like to be Genevieve. We are going to do some like year-end awards looking at Clayton season, Rachel and Gabby season, and Paradise, which like, you know what I was thinking about on the subway? Jesse Palmer's only been in our life a very short time. Like, I think he's only been the host of The Bachelor for 1 year. And like, I feel like Jesse's been in my life for so much longer.
Wait, what was his first season was Clayton?
I think it was.
No. Who was the Bachelorette before Clayton?
Michelle.
Michelle?
Yeah.
And he didn't do Michelle's season.
I don't think so. So it's really weird to think about. I know, I've totally lost track of time. It's all very confusing. So I don't even know what to say. But on that note, I've just been reflecting on so much has happened in the past year in Bachelor Nation. So, that's why we got to take the long view. Before we do that, though, let's just talk about a little bit of news. First of all, Greg and Victoria are going to be on the Vial Files, your favorite podcast.
Today.
Yeah. So, we aren't discussing it, but we will come back to it.
Not my favorite podcast, first of all. Second of all, I don't know, Nick posting that video really couldn't have been a bigger turnoff for me.
Which one? The one when at the party when he soft launched them or whatever, or hard launched them? I don't even know.
Yeah, when he did that before, it was like, even though people knew, he like made it for real. And like, it's just so weird. Like, why did you have to use your platform to do that? Like, it's just big ick.
And then he did I watched it. He did a very long TikTok. And by very long, I mean like 2.5 minutes about defending Victoria and her.
I saw, which also I was like, you don't know anything more. Literally, based off of TikTok, you're just basing this all off of what Victoria has said, which, like, we all got it already. You're not saying anything new. Yes, not for me.
It's like if I did a 2.5 minute TikTok about, like, I don't know, some decision that you made. Although I wonder who's closer, you and me or Nick and Victoria. I mean, hard to say.
I would like to think you and me. Also, he did not mention the wine glass throwing, which I'm like, that's a really convenient leave out.
So much got edited out of the Paradise reunion. Like, Andrew had to sit down. Like,
Andrew's sit down was like really sad.
Andrew was not on the reunion at all. Like it was weird.
He got 2 seconds of airtime.
It was weird. Like, are they trying to like downplay him? Like, I don't get it. I think Paradise was not.
Justin got 5. Justin got 5 seconds. Also, like, Sally got 2 seconds. I would be pissed. Like, why did you fly me all the way out here for that?
Totally. I know. Sally, I forgot about Sally. I mean, she's barely been on this show. Like, she has such an outsized presence for someone who didn't even make it to the first night of The Bachelor and also was like in Paradise for less than a day. So, I mean, I guess like to your point, why did they even fly her out? I don't know.
Nobody knows, including her.
I have to say I've totally lost interest in Greg. I would say like my biggest takeaway from this like full year of Bachelor is like everyone I thought I liked, I no longer like, and everyone I thought I disliked, I actually am like, oh, maybe I think you're fun. Like Shanae is the best example. But even Victoria, I'm like more okay with her than with Greg. I think Greg agreeing to go on the reunion for Paradise is like one of the most embarrassing things to happen in Bachelor Nation this year.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of embarrassing things. I don't know if that's my top, but we all know that I was president of Greg's fan club.
You're a Grippo girl.
I have completely discontinued that membership.
You've turned in your card.
Even him going on this Vial podcast, I was like, what are you doing? This isn't you. And I don't even know him. But this isn't Greg. This is not the Greg that we know and love. He doesn't do stuff like this. How did you avoid, like, he's avoided being in all of this for 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sure he has had so many opportunities.
Yeah, of course.
And like, he was a hot commodity. So he was definitely passing on things. And now all of a sudden he's like, fine, let's just jump in. It's really
My guess
weird.
is he really likes having sex with Victoria. That's the only explanation I can really come up with, and it also seems likely. Don't you think? They're at the beginning of their relationship. Like,
no,
he's just really into her.
Apparently, according to TikTok and Twitter, they were talking before Paradise, and he kind of like let it go.
I know, but now I assume they had sex on their first date in Rome, and I just feel like they're really in.
I'm sure they had sex before Paradise.
Yes. I agree. One thing that I don't care about is this emotional cheating conversation. I think we all agree emotional cheating is bad. Just because it's not like the same like physical intimacy, we can all agree emotional cheating like ruins a relationship.
Yeah, I think it could almost be worse.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it is worse.
Yeah, totally. I feel like that's like up for debate. The only person who's up for debate with is the people who cheated, who are trying to deny it. But like that was a big part of Nick's video, being like emotional cheating is cheating. It's like, yes, we all agree. We've all watched Friends. We understand.
Yeah, but then he says that and then goes on for like 2 more minutes about how Victoria did nothing wrong. And I'm like, but you just said she cheated. So
yeah.
I don't know what you're saying, Nick.
Did you see that Eric and Tyler and Johnny were all at the I think the Devils game over Thanksgiving because they were home in New Jersey together. I feel like that's a perfect encapsulation of like where we are with The Bachelor. It's like we had like Peter and Tyler and Dustin with like Kendall Jenner at Monday Night Football a couple years ago. Like they were like all hanging out by the end zone together.
Yeah.
And now we have these 3 guys on the Zamboni at a Devils game. So it's very telling.
I don't think I like connected that they're all from Jersey. And when I saw that picture, I was like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This checks out. Also, supposedly Brittany met Greg and Victoria in Rome. And that's part of the reason why Tyler hates Victoria so much.
I don't know if that timeline works out, though. I read that as well. But like...
Yeah. I didn't do any more research past reading that. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah, but I had the same thought as you. I was like, was that the same time? But I have no idea.
Because like, didn't they just go to Rome or something? And...
In beginning of October?
Right. And I thought that, well, I guess maybe, yeah, I don't think that makes sense with the timeline because I thought that.
I don't know when Brittany went though.
Right. I thought she went in like September, but why is everyone just available to travel? Like, I understand that like they're not in the same life as me and whatever, but like, I don't know, they can just like hop on a plane. Don't they have like Instagram obligations and things like that? Like, what is Greg's source of income?
No idea. I had the same thought since she cared so deeply about that with Johnny. I was like, well, what does Greg do? I have no idea how they can all travel. I guess they all are social media people, so I guess they can do that anywhere. But also, something that was cut out of the reunion that we know is that Brittany told Tyler that she did not have enough money to pay to go to California.
Right.
He offered to pay for her. She said no. But then she had enough money to go to Rome. It's very confusing.
That's got to be a lie, unless she had like some kind of like companion ticket, but you could only use it to go to Europe. That's not how it works. I wish I would have used all of my companion tickets by now.
Yeah, I was like, so you can't go to California, but you can go to Rome? Makes no sense.
I know. I feel bad for Tyler. I hope he finds love.
Incoming information from our producer, Jade Whaley. Greg is an account manager at Mondo, according to The Sun.
I've never heard of that. Have you?
No.
This is what it says on LinkedIn. Growth mindset disruptors chasing happiness that happen to do staffing. Oh, I see. So he's a recruiter.
Like an HR.
Yeah. I don't see
I wonder
Greg
if he actually is.
There's no way. I don't see him being a good recruiter. Maybe he has a different type of job there. He's an account manager, so like maybe he just like interfaces with the clients that are just like looking to use them for recruiting, but I just don't see that playing into Greg's strengths.
No.
Oh man. Oh God.
Although he does pick good friends, so there's that.
Does he though? I don't even like any of these people anymore. I don't know. I am sad for Andrew. When I talked to him, I liked him.
I like Andrew and I like Justin.
Where do you stand on Logan right now?
He's like fine. I think that Kate not performing well really helped him make some sort of a comeback. His turtleneck definitely made him take a few steps backwards. But so I would say he's somewhere between I'm not sure if I like you and I don't care, but he's not into the I like you.
I feel like he's milking this moment, which I guess is like what you have to do. But I just feel like he's going really hard on.
Well, he also was like kind of dragged for 3 weeks straight on television.
That's true as well. I will say I do like, I guess I respect his, his hustle. I do respect his hustle. I don't also.
That is what took him out of the I don't like you territory for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like him being honest and being like, I mean, listen, I came to LA with nothing. I did everything I could do to make ends meet. And now I have a job doing something that I like. Like, I'm proud of that. I'm like, yeah, that is something to be proud of. That's like a very normal thing.
You're right.
And weird that anyone would shame you for it.
Yeah, I obviously completely agree with that. And I do think it's really cool when like, you make your own way and all that. So definitely no shade at that. I just am like, he's still kind of annoying and I don't understand what his personality is. But he was at a Suns game. He was there with Andrew and Mikey Planeta from Katie's season. Over the weekend. There was a fourth guy there too. I forgot who it was.
Well, Mikey P and Andrew have been friends.
For a long time, yeah.
I will say that I think that Andrew does a good job getting around to as many sporting events that he can get to for free.
I guess I would too. I mean, coming out of being on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, I would definitely try to travel.
Yeah, he went to a bunch of college football games, which are like they're so much fun.
Yeah,
like
he chose the wrong side.
Ohio State game.
Yeah, he chose the wrong side.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wasn't cheering for anyone in that game, by the way, but I just needed one of them to lose. So I was hoping another SEC team would win, and then LSU lost. So
there's rumors about them wanting to hire Coach Urban Meyer. Gross. He's a horrible person.
I mean, I had a great experience with Urban.
Okay, sure. So. But like, do you want him to be back in the college football? I think there's other people. I mean, maybe not. That can't be Jim Harbaugh. Whatever. Let's move on. Let's get into some of our awards. I want to start with, this is something I feel really passionately about. Person you never want to see on your screen ever again. And for me, it's a no-brainer. It's Pizza Pete. Very clear. Pizza Pete. Absolutely not.
Pizza Pete's a good one.
Never again.
I'm going with like when I read this list, like the first thought that came into my mind. Also, let me preface this by saying I thought this was only for Bachelor in Paradise. I did not know this was for the 3 seasons. So I might have to like edit a little while we're going through this.
Okay. Also, I'll just say Pizza Pete was in Paradise. So never again.
I know. But when you started this podcast, I was like, oh, there's more options available. Mine was Hayden.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Never again. Although I do like making fun of him. Pizza Pete, there's nothing fun about him.
I just like cannot hear about Rambo again. Only thing that I would like to know is how much was the actual surgery? Because $100,000 was men. I need to know, like, what if it was 600,000? Like, we don't know.
Was it 450? Was it 800? Like, we need a lot more information. I agree with you. So can you post the bills on your Instagram, Hayden? Like, we'd really appreciate that.
Please. Just a receipt.
Also, does he even pet insurance?
Receipt or invoice. Also, is Rambo still alive? Was it worth it?
Right. There's a lot more we need to know.
Yeah. But outside of that, no, I don't need to see him again.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's him or Pizza Pete, obviously. Pizza Pete, like, just stick, if your business is going well, just stick with that.
I will say, was Pizza Pete wrong about Brittany? I don't know.
I don't think she's a clout chaser. I just think that she didn't like Tyler. She
does post an enormous amount on social media.
Well, maybe that's just because that's the only way she gets a dopamine rush and affirmation in her life. I mean, a lot of people do that.
Sure. I'm just saying she definitely was trying to get her TikTok up during this. Can't convince me otherwise.
Brittany kind of reminds me of Dory from Finding Nemo. I feel like she has really short-term memory.
That would explain she has short-term memory about her feelings for Tyler, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I feel like she was like morphing all the time and like just confused. I don't know. She reminds me of a Pixar character is what I'm saying.
She did post saying that a lot of their conversation was cut out, and that's why she seemed cold. But I'm like, I don't know. We saw like 5 minutes of your combo and it was all cold. So did you warm up for a second and then cool back down?
Isn't it okay to be cold? It's just like you broke up. Like, yeah, it's a frigid situation.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay for her to be cold. It just seemed like it seemed like she was, and we don't know the whole story, but it very much gave, can you please move on?
Yeah. She was just like ready to go.
Yeah.
Next. Of all the dates, you can just limit it to Paradise. What's the actual date you'd want to go on? That actual people would want to go on? For me, it's the Paris date. Even in the rain. That was nice. Just walked around, explored the city.
I read this the opposite way.
We're struggling today.
I read this as the worst date. Like, what date would you, not want to go on? Wouldn't do it.
Okay. Anything.
There was a few.
Yeah.
But the burrito, human burrito.
Disgusting. Agreed.
I couldn't.
Absolutely agree.
I couldn't do it.
Clayton, I remember so few of his dates. Although I will say, like, I would like to go to the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. That seemed cool.
Oh, yeah. That seemed fine. Paradise is obviously the most recent. So the one that sticks in my head in Paradise is like, I wouldn't mind the Hayden date. Like, I like
ziplining. Yeah.
I like,
fun.
Little adventure. That's like fun for me, especially for our first date. You kind of see like, Kate could see like Hayden is not for me. He's like freaking out about this. Like, yeah. So I think that's a good first date where you get to like actually like get to know someone a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that one as well. For me, it's still the Paris date because I love Paris. Also, I've been watching Emily in Paris, so I'm biased. But yeah,
I hate being wet.
Like in the rain.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, it's not great. But then you like duck in somewhere for a coffee or wine. I don't know. I think it seemed really nice.
I also haven't been to Paris, but I would like to go to Paris, and that is a great, obviously,
you've never
location.
Been?
Ever.
Wow. It's pretty great. It's really fun. It's like the type of place where I don't want to go to sleep because I'm just like, let's keep going. I don't know. I love Paris. It's awesome.
I feel like I've heard it's overrated so many times.
What? By who? Who says it's overrated?
Everyone.
I think Mexico City's overrated. Everyone's really into Mexico City right now. I really like it.
Yeah.
But I've been twice in the last year. And I'm like, this is a lovely city. It's great. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's not better than many other places. I like it, but.
I also think I prefer water.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the nice part about Paris is it's close to, it's on a river. So you feel like, it's not like for swimming, but no. Are you saying you want a beach vacation?
Yeah, I'm much more of a beacher.
I like both. You should go to Lisbon. You get both there. And Barcelona.
Lisbon actually is like top of my list because I've heard that is underrated.
Lisbon's awesome. Yeah, Lisbon's really cool. Love Portugal in general. Let's move on.
Anyways, those are my 2 best and worst.
Bachelor nominee. outside of Rodney, I mean,
It's so easy for me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Chris Brown Jr., Nate.
Does he look like Chris Brown?
Are you kidding, Juliet?
I was thinking of Nate from Gabby's Nate, not Michelle's Nate. Yes, he does look like Chris Brown.
Michelle's Nate.
Got it.
Michelle's Nate. Wait, one of them has a Y, right? Which one is that?
Michelle's Nate. Nate with a Y.
Babatunde is my nominee. It's not close.
He'd be really good. He seems really fun. Also, he seems like everyone loves him. It's Rodney's best friend, so he's got to be good.
He's like incredibly good looking.
Yeah.
He's really probably
hot.
The best looking person we've had on Bachelor in years.
Since Tyler?
Tyler
Cameron? Yeah. It's really hot.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tyler from this season. I was like, Juliet, you need help.
Tyler Cameron is probably, I would say, like top 3 most attractive person to ever be on The Bachelor of any season.
I'd put Nate in there too.
Wow.
I think it's different tastes. Can we say that?
Sure. Absolutely. Very different. I find them both attractive.
Both of them, I think both of them are any average, like ask anyone, no one's going to say they're not attracted to them.
They're both objectively very handsome.
And they're both tall.
Yeah.
Like they have all the like little things that you need. Tall, clear skin, good smile. I would like to think that Nate probably has a better personality based on how everyone likes him.
Everyone likes Tyler too. Tyler's a great guy. I'm sorry. I ride or die for Tyler forever.
Oh my God. I know you're obsessed with Tyler, but like everyone is like friends with Nate. Tyler kind of gives, I'm a little bit better than you guys.
Does he? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he's not like that in person, just FYI. So.
Oh, no. I think, and I know you know him intimately, but I think that
not as intimately as I'd like.
he seems totally nice. I'm saying that like pretty much it was just like him and Matt in their own world.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
Nate's
true.
like, everybody obviously wants to hang out with me.
That's true. Yes. Also, I would rather hang out with Nate in Austin than Tyler in Jupiter. Like, if we're just talking hometowns and like, although I guess let Nate move to LA. Nevertheless, I'd rather hang out with Nate and Rodney in LA than Tyler and his friends in Jupiter. No offense, Callie, to the state of Florida.
That's fine. Jupiter is like 70 and up.
Of course, it'll just always be the place where Tiger Woods and Bob Kraft like to get massages. So
yeah.
That's how I'll think of it. This episode is brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay knows that when it comes to jewelry, authenticity is the real gem. When you see the blue check mark that says Authenticity Guarantee, it means your next piece will be carefully inspired by jewelry experts and will always be worth its weight in gold. Whether you're looking to make a statement or build the perfect everyday look, eBay is making sure you get the real deal. With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that jaw-dropping piece will always arrive jaw-droppingly real. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. This episode is brought to you by Visible. Maybe you've already let your New Year's resolution slip. We all have, but you can still make a 2 year's resolution with Visible. Right now, you can get a one-line wireless plan from Visible for just $20 per month for 24 months. 24 months is basically 4 Bachelor seasons. That could be 4 engagements, 4 broken engagements. So many other couples we didn't see coming. It's really an eternity in Bachelor Nation. And that's unlimited 5G data powered by Verizon with no annual contracts. Switch now at Visible.com and use the code VISIBLE24. Don't miss out. Offer ends January 31st. New members only. Promotional rate with service on the Visible plan. For additional terms and network management practices, see Visible.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. You might say all kinds of stuff when things go wrong, but these are the words you really need to remember. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. They've got options to fit your unique insurance needs, meaning you can talk to your agent to choose the coverage you need. Have coverage options to protect the things you value most. File a claim right on the State Farm mobile app and even reach a real person when you need to talk to someone. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Next, who would you like to see as Bachelorette from this group of gals we've had over the last year?
Well, this was hard because I really wanted it to be Victoria, and she crashed and burned too quickly.
So I'm happy for her.
All right. Well,
It doesn't work out. I just want Sierra to be happy.
Who's yours?
It's a good question. I don't think they would ever do this, but Shanae is kind of like, would be fun.
Juliet, stop. No. No. Shanae would be great on Paradise again, for sure.
I think Teddy would be really good, but she would never do it. She seems too done with the franchise. She's
agreed.
Like, just over
and
it.
I do think she would be good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't actually think they have a very good Bachelorette pool.
By the way, I saw a lot of people saying how usually Bachelor in Paradise makes the guys look bad. And I remember you saying that usually the edit is in favor of the guy, but I was thinking about it. I'm like, no, usually the guys come off as assholes because they're usually the one that like jump around and whatever. That was not the case this season.
No, they made the women look much worse, I think.
Horrible. But this person who I don't think came off great might be decent is Jasenia.
No. Way too boring.
Okay.
Like, no drama with Jasenia. Like, her one fight with Andrew was, like, so weird. And
it's painful.
Yeah, no way. I think they actually don't have a very good Bachelorette pool right now. Susie, like, would that be interesting? But I don't think so. Susie's boring.
Yeah.
Gabby again?
Is Gabby with Vinny? Nobody knows.
I would love that, by the way. Absolutely love.
Me too. I feel like they have similar humor.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like, that's a funny pairing, but I'm all for it. I kind of forgot about Vinny because I don't actually watch Dancing with the Stars, but I love it.
Weirdly, he is around a lot in LA in similar circles as my friends, and he has become friends with a lot of my friends.
Really?
So, yeah.
Do people like him?
Like, all my friends really like him.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vinny.
So it makes me even more into him and Gabby.
Yeah, I like it. I like their social media. I think it's clear Eric wasn't the right choice. But can you go back to Nate? Like, go see what's up with him. She was so sad when he went home.
Yeah, what is going on with Nate?
I don't know. Don't know.
Gabby again is your choice? There has to be someone better than that.
I don't think there is. Like, Clayton season, it's just a lot of, like, just bickering and no one that fun. And no one really, was, like, Paradise or Bachelorette material in Paradise. I'm sorry. So hopefully this season with Zach.
I think Teddy and Sierra were Bachelorette material, but
they wouldn't do it.
Neither one ever. Yeah. So
yeah, those are definitely the best options. Next, who's been the best social media follow for you over the last year? Andrew?
I think I like Justin more. But yeah, Andrew, Justin, and Greg over the last year I've loved. It's just really sad to see Greg go out like this.
They fall so far. Horrible. I don't follow any of these people. Once they're off, I'm done with them. I like to move on. I rely on you to send me the relevant stuff.
I don't think I actually follow any of them.
I mean, like, it's interesting. They've all moved off of Instagram. Like, Instagram's not even, like, the place to get, like, to have your pulse on what they're doing. Yeah, I know. And I'm old, and I can't do it. So I need I don't Reddit.
Even follow them on TikTok, but I'm sure TikTok's listening to this right now and is like, oh, she likes Bachelor, and they push me Bachelor content.
Right. And once you start interacting with it, you get more and more. So
yeah, and I send them to you all the time. So they're like, oh, she sends these.
I appreciate it. You know who's been bad is on the opposite side is Rachel, Rekia, and Michelle. Really tough stuff.
I think they need to put the phones down for a little bit.
Those are two people who also should not live in Los Angeles, but unfortunately both just moved there. They should have like kept their jobs and gone about being normal people.
Especially Michelle. Wait, is Rachel not a pilot anymore?
Maybe I think she is, but she moved to LA.
Okay. Well, at least she still has a pilot. Michelle being a teacher based on like what we saw on the show, not based on TikTok. I feel like she's probably a great teacher, and it really sucks that she stopped.
I know. She seems like a caring person and really liked her job. And I don't know. I'm sad for her. I have a question. Would you want to watch Genevieve be the Bachelorette?
No.
For Genevieve's sake, I don't want her to do it. Genevieve seems really broken.
She posted a TikTok within the last like couple of days. I can't remember what day it was, where she was it was like a voiceover, and it was like when someone asks you to be on a reality dating show, And the voiceover was like, no, never again. Never again. Not going to do it.
She shouldn't. She's clearly very, very damaged by this experience. So I hope she finds peace for herself. When I talked to her, it was like honestly sad.
Well, hopefully she's doing better.
Great.
I don't know if this setup is best for her.
No. Relatedly, we both watch a lot of reality television. Is there someone from another show that you would like to come to The Bachelor?
I mean, we talked about Johnny Bananas.
Yes, I do not want him to come.
For a little bit. I just think he would not do great in this setting. He's like a very dominant character, and I feel like it might be too much. Also, for this.
He likes to sort of be in the middle of everything, like conducting or whatever, and he wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, maybe he'd go on Paradise and like be like a bartender or something, but I don't think he would be good as a Bachelor or in The Bachelorette.
I think Xavier from Big Brother, he won. I think he'd be amazing. He has a great job. He's good looking. Just won basically $1 million from Big Brother.
I'd like to nominate Horacio from The Challenge based on the fact that he's really cute and a soccer player. And also, like, would be great to have a Latino man in the mix. They've never really done that.
To counter that, Nuri's, also from The Challenge, is so hot.
Beautiful. She's stunning.
Also, she's like, doesn't seem to care to like get into the mix. You know what I mean? Like, she's fine with drama. I think she could be really good as a bachelorette or bachelor candidate.
I've had many people say, I'm not sure if I like Nuri's, but she's so pretty that I'm just like distracted.
Yeah, she is really pretty. There was someone else. Oh, I think this would be really, really messy, but he'd be good on Paradise, is Johnny from Love Island.
Messy is good.
Really, really good looking.
Okay.
He was the one hooking up with Nuri's before he left, but he was also hooking up with the other girl that he came to the show with and had to tell her that we're just going to be friends because I'm not going to hook up with this other girl.
And she was so upset.
Yeah.
I think her name was Raven, if I recall correctly. I think it was...
Correct.
Yes.
Raven, also really good looking girl. But yeah, I think Johnny would be a good candidate for Paradise because he would probably try to be with 7 people.
The Bachelor skews towards football players for the Bachelorette. And I would like for them to skew towards soccer players. Having watched the World Cup for the last week plus, I'm like just really down a lot of rabbit holes of Googling hot soccer players. And I feel like this is an untapped resource for American reality television. Let's get involved.
Well, I think a big part of the problem there is that Bachelor also tries to skew 6 feet and over.
Right. And a lot of short soccer players. However, the tall ones are really hot. Like, it's just when you're a tall soccer player, it's really just very, very handsome. Who should be the next bartender? Let's graduate Wells out of Paradise. Who would you like to see in that spot?
Well, this is not someone I'd like to see in this spot, but it's someone who I think they were like making the narrator this season is Michael A.
I do not want him as bartender. Absolutely not.
Neither do I. But because his relationship was also just like watching paint dry, they kept having him narrate what was happening.
Yeah. It was awful. No, thank you.
Rodney could be great.
No, Rodney's like not funny enough as far as I can tell. I don't know. I still don't understand the Rodney thing. I like him, but I still don't get it. I pick Andrew.
What about an Andrew Justin combo?
That'd be really fun. Yeah, let's get friends to like play off each other. Good idea.
They could feed off each other and the facial expressions. It would be great.
I like that.
But you know what? I really don't mind Wells. I like Wells.
He's definitely better this season, but I'm just like, I don't know. He doesn't.
It was a lot of Wells. It was too much Wells this season.
Please never again 16 episodes of Paradise. Hard cap at 10. There's like this 3 extra weeks was brutal. It was really hard. I'm
fine with 12, but I don't want all the extras. I don't want Wells running around in a wig. I don't want
There's not
Jared
enough content. There's just not enough content for that.
Yeah, well, I don't want Jared and Ashley ever again. By the way, never want to see them on my TV screen. They should be nominated in there.
Can I tell you something? I think I'm going to go to their cafe in a couple weeks. It's on the way to Cape Cod, where I'll be driving to. and it's kind of on the way. But I think I'm just going to pop in.
I could see it being really like homey, cute, and good food. I could see that.
I don't know. I just feel like
that's what we watched. It's not what you want on TV. It's what you want your cafe to be.
Yeah, totally. I saw they went on Chicks on The Office and brought their baby, and that was really cute.
I saw that too.
I wish them the best.
Also,
nice people.
Them on Chicks in the Office. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I see their clips all the time on TikTok, but I didn't know what their podcast was called. But they were way more likable on that podcast.
Yeah, because they were like being like
Paradise.
Relaxed and having fun. And
well, also they were like, this is not what we were pitched. We did not know we were going to be on this many episodes. We did not know we were going to be this big of a feature. Supposedly, like, they didn't even know they were staying as long as they did.
Crazy. Well, they're like genuinely good people, so I wish them the best.
Yeah, so me saying I don't want to see them on my TV screen again, I don't. But that doesn't mean I don't like them. I do like them.
I'd be interested in like an HGTV show or like old school TLC about them at their cafe, like their family business or whatever. But
I don't really watch those shows, so yeah.
I do. I used to.
Go on those shows because that also won't be on my TV screen.
I'd rather watch that than like Buying Beverly Hills, which is an atrocity. Awful show. So, by the way, I didn't make it to I've only watched one episode, and I finally saw this season on, and I realized that I know or have met like one of the girls who's on the show. I'm sure you have too, actually.
I've finished the season in like 12 days. Also, 12 days is not correct. 12 hours.
12 days would be like normal person speed.
Yeah. I feel like it came out like on a holiday or something because I was pounding it. But yeah, maybe it was a weekend. I don't know.
All right.
Finished it. Not great. It wasn't great.
2 more, Callie. Most improved. Someone who you like a lot more as a result of the last season. Or last year.
Shanae.
I would say one thing about Shanae is the beginning of Paradise, I was like, oh, she's fun. Like, we didn't really get to see her. She turned out to be exactly who she was on The Bachelor. Like, she actually was like being herself the whole time.
No.
But like outside of the competition, she was like a lot more fun.
Yeah, no, she is who we thought she was, but we got to see a lot more of the like relaxed, funny, good TV Shanae and not just the annoying, crazy Shanae. Like on the season, they only showed us crazy.
Right. We got to have both. And also we got to see the other women liking her. That ultimately changes my opinion of people. But there's no question.
I do think prior to Bachelor in Paradise, I was like, ugh, why is she on this? By the end of it, I was like, she was great.
I also think that's kind of true of Genevieve. I found her really annoying and I wasn't into her. And I like her more now.
I feel the same.
Aaron
Not
sucks,
as you.
so.
I feel the same as I did before the show. She's just a lot. But yeah, Aaron does suck. He's like least improved.
Yeah, it's tough for my Aaron stock.
His fall from grace has been hard because
I know. I lost money
beginning
on that
of the season, he was up, up, up. By the way, though, he's not number one. Fall from grace for sure is Michael A.
I never really liked him. I had also heard he was kind of a creep, so I didn't have a good impression of him.
Everyone. He was like a fan favorite, obviously the producer favorite. And by reunion, people were like, ew.
Yeah, I agree. I never really liked him, though. I would say the biggest fall from grace for me, maybe like Justin or Andrew. I was just like, you guys don't, or not Andrew, but Justin, I'm just like, you're actually not fun, as far as I can tell.
I still like him.
Okay. Fair enough. We're going to get to MVP
honestly,
in a minute, but
I think the biggest red flag is that they're friends with Greg now.
I know. Greg is just, I don't want to use this really gross word, but I just think that he's, I don't know, whipped.
That's a gross word?
I was thinking of the grosser version of it. Anyway.
Oh, pee-whipped.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you already said pussy once on this pod, so I'm not sure why you can't say it now.
I couldn't say it again. It's gross. I regret saying it before. I'm sorry, everyone. Callie, do you feel you have an MVP? Someone who carried you through this last year?
Through the last year?
Yeah.
Jesse.
It's Jesse and or Gabby. I mean, they both were shining lights. I will say Jesse speaking French on Bachelorette is probably like one of my highlights of 2022. Like I loved it. And Him just being
remember
he's so
when
much
you
better.
didn't think?
He spoke French.
Yeah.
I
And
love
that people
Jesse.
could casually have that perfect accent.
I was giving him a lot of credit. I was like, he's a broadcaster. He can do it.
Jesse, he had his misses. But overall, I think he did a really good job. I think he was filling in for someone who had been there for forever, like not easy. Obviously, we saw Caitlin and Tayshia try.
Really hard.
Not easy.
Really hard to do. Really, really hard to do. Like the deck is stacked against him, and he has done a really good job.
Yeah. Gabby, I love, but her season was just the worst.
But the only good thing about it was her.
It still was the worst.
Okay. So like you wouldn't give your MVP to someone on a losing team. Like you wouldn't give it to like a 500 team player.
No, but I do think that if she had her own season, it probably would have been way better. Like, unfortunately, she had to split the screen with Rachel, and Rachel's guy situation was just, I think that putting 2 bachelorettes was just a tragic mistake. Even though we thought it could be cool in the beginning, it did not work out, and it made them both insecure. It was really, so it just wasn't a setup for success. So I'm not blaming Gabby for that, but it just wasn't fun to watch, and she was the main character. So I can't give her MVP.
Wow. Big win for Jesse. I'm happy for him. Obviously deserves it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like contestant wise.
There's no one else. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else.
Well,
we
Jesse?
loved Nate. We loved Nate without the Y on Gabby's
He was
season.
on it for such a short period of time, though. I can't give it to him.
Yeah, also I think he's like banned, even though I don't really understand why. People have done way worse things.
That bad. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. It's just like, then is Victoria
I wonder if he's like, I'm good.
Maybe.
Like this is too much for my daughter. You guys are making something out of nothing.
Which
I did
makes
not
me
even
like
do
him
anything
even
that
more.
wrong. If that is the case, 100% like him even more.
Yeah. Well, at least we get Jesse back next year. Callie, thanks for bearing with me through my addled brain this morning. And thank you all for listening. Thanks to Jade Whaley for producing this episode.
By the way, Jesse was MVP of last season. Or this past year. I gotta say, they are shutting him up. He's gonna have to come out
Really
like
strong.
LeBron. Because he's gonna have to carry Zach's season.
Hope it's more of a Cavs situation than a Lakers. I heard there's a lot of tears. Like, I know Jesse said that, but I've heard like Zach is like is like really emotional. I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive emotional Zach, but we'll find out. We will be back once a week this month, and January 23rd, the countdown's on. I can't fucking believe it. Have a great week, everybody.
Adios.